Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to take a look at the powers of the President. Powers of the President of India. The President is the first citizen and the head of the state. The President of India is a part of the Union Executive along with the Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, and the Attorney General of India. The President's fundamental duty is to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and the law of India. Powers of the President. The 9 important powers of the President are executive, legislative, diplomatic, military, financial, ordinance-making powers, emergency, pardoning, and veto power. Executive powers of the President are: all executive decisions are taken in the name of the President. Power to make rules for the smooth functioning of the Indian government. Appointment of the Indian Prime Minister and other ministers of the Union. Appointment and removal of several constitutional officers and members of the Union government. The President exercises his executive powers with the advice of the Council of Ministers. Legislative powers of the President: summon and prorogue the Parliament, dissolve the House of People, President's assent is needed for any bill to get the law sanctioned, recommend bill in either House of the Parliament for recognizing a new state or alteration of the state boundaries. President's recommendation is needed for imposing restrictions on freedom of trade and commerce in state. Nominate 12 members to the Rajya Sabha. Earlier, the Indian President also had the power to nominate 2 Anglo-Indians to the Lok Sabha. However, the 104th Amendment Act 2019-2020 abolished the Anglo-Indian seats for the Indian Parliament and state legislature. Diplomatic powers of the President of India. The President sends and receives ambassadors and other diplomatic representatives. All international treaties and agreements are signed in his name. The President represents India in international forums and affairs. Military powers of the President of India. The President is the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He has the exclusive power to declare war and peace. He appoints the Chief of the Army, Navy, and the Indian Air Force. However, the military powers of the President are regulated and controlled by the Parliament. Financial powers of the President. The money bill is introduced with the prior recommendation of the President. He lays the Union budget before the Parliament. The President of India controls the contingency fund. He has the power to establish the Finance Commission every 5 years. He appoints the Finance Minister and Chairman and members of the Finance Commission. The Finance Commission is constituted by the President under Article 280 of the Indian Constitution. Ordinance-making power of the President. Ordinance-making power is provided under Article 123 of the Indian Constitution. Issue an ordinance for taking immediate action when either or both the houses are not in session. Withdraw such an ordinance at any time. The ordinance issued by him has the same force as an act of the Parliament. Emergency powers of the President. He can impose 3 types of emergencies. National emergency provided under Article 352 due to war, external aggression, or armed rebellion. State emergency provided under Article 356 due to the failure in constitutional machinery in state. Financial emergency provided under Article 360 due to the threat to the financial stability in India. He may also suspend the right to move the court for the enforcement of fundamental rights, except for Article 20 and 21 during the emergency. All the proceedings pending in any court for the enforcement of such rights also remain suspended during the emergency period. Give directions to any state to exercise its executive powers, extend the life of Lok Sabha by 1 year, reduce the salaries of any class of state officials, the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts, assume the governor's powers during state emergency. Veto power of the President. Article 111 of the Constitution of India deals with the veto power of the President. A bill is introduced in the Parliament after it is presented to the President for its approval. The President is free to either reject the bill, return the bill, or withhold his assent to the bill. The President's choice over the bill is called his veto power. Pardoning power of the President. Article 72 of the Indian Constitution grants pardoning powers to the President. The President can pardon, reprieve, respite, commute, or remit the sentence of any person who is convicted of any offense by court-martial against law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the Union extends, in which the sentence is one of death. Discretionary powers. Veto power exercised by the President. Appointment of the Prime Minister. Seek information from the Prime Minister. Power to summon both the houses of the Parliament. Act in case of no majority. Dissolve Lok Sabha. Power of caretaker government. Conclusion. Part 5, Article 52 provides for the President of India. The President is not only the head of the country but also the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Army, Air Force and Navy, and the head of the legislature, executive and judiciary. Hope you found my video useful and informative. Thank you.